This is a 2014 Dodge Ram 1500 with the legendary 5.7-liter Hemi V8.
And this is an Edelbrock E-Force Stage 1 Street Supercharger.
And as you can see from all the parts we have laid out behind us, we are going to completely transform this Ram.
So the plan involves a little bit of Hellcat for power, some Viper-inspired styling, and we're dropping it on some street-inspired suspension.
And this one is gonna be big. With all these mods, we are hoping to hit north of 500 horsepower, if not more.
So let's get this thing over to the dyno, get ourselves a nice baseline to see what we're working with. So we're over here at the dyno, and I think I got this thing all calibrated. We're gonna make all of our runs in 4th gear so we don't hit the speed limiter on the truck or on the actual roller. I'm gonna jump in, we'll make a pull and see what she does.
Yeah, let's see how she does.
Okay, that one felt pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
What's it look like?
296, 328, smooth graph.
That's about right. Factor 2, we had to do this in 4th gear.
Yeah.
So factoring that and drivetrain loss in, that's about what it should be making.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right, we are about to dive into the Supercharger. The front end of the truck is coming apart, and we're also gonna get the bumpers pulled off to get ready for the wrap guys to come in and do their thing, and we're gonna completely transform the color on this truck while giving it a good dose of power. So let's jump right into it, feet first. I think I found it. It's over here. Why am I pointing a flashlight at something I'm not looking at? Are you able to get to that without an extension?
Possibly. If I have the swivel on there, I might be able to.
If you can get to that without the extension, you might get a little bit more Turks.
I want to fly a kite.
I want to fly a kite like Ben Franklin legendarily did. Somebody want to catch this manifold because it's going to go down.
Yep.
It wouldn't be a build if you didn't find something else wrong while you're in the middle of teardown, and this is no exception. So while we were taking everything apart, we noticed that the water pump has a little bit of excessive play in the shaft. So we're gonna get one ordered up, we're gonna get it in here and get this thing swapped out because now's the time to do it. We got everything apart, so perfect time.
So we've got everything stripped down now. Ryan is pulling the last stud out from the exhaust manifolds because of course one of them had to break, although the rest came out pretty smoothly. We are about ready to put this Supercharger on. You ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Yep, all right. Let's get to it. So let's take a look at our blower because this is the thing that's actually going to make power. This is the Edelbrock E-Force Stage 1 Street Supercharger, and this is an Eaton TVS blower. We are doing a bunch of other mods to this truck, including a smaller diameter pulley, so this thing is going to make even more boost than it does right out of the box. Now, Edelbrock does offer this. You can buy this kit with a tuner, and it just bolts right onto an otherwise stock truck if you don't want to go crazy. However, we are going to make lots of noise. We're going to make lots of power, so we're going a little bit crazier with this one. We're doing our own tunes, some log tubes, and all that other stuff, and then we're going to get this thing bolted into place.
I've got the Devil's Dentist tool, and I'm gonna drill a hole in the crank pulley. That sound is so annoying.
That was like 10 minutes of the world's worst sound for this. So this tiny little guy is going in there once this drill guide comes off. And that's the crank pulley pin. So while we're in here, we're of course going to change out our spark plugs. You can see the old one, which really doesn't look too bad. There's no signs of anything terrible on here. But since we're going with boost, we want to go with something that's a little bit better. So this is the laser iridium. This is 1 step colder, so it's going to help account for the boost. And of course, it's brand new. There are 16 of them because this is a Hemi. And we also have new AFE Scorcher coil packs to go with it. Let's get these in, get the coil packs in, and then we can finally get the Supercharger on. I'm just going to move out while you do this. Yep. Hey! All right, so situation report. We have our new plugs and coils in. Joe also just got the water pump out. So now he's embarking on the fun task of taking the fan off the old pump.
Should have done this while it was still in the car, but we already had so many things unhooked, it was too late.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Now we get to be creative.
That's fine. He's gonna get creative and we're gonna get our new one on. Then we should be able to start installing the Supercharger. So you can see now the water pump is back in. We've got the thermostat back in where it needs to be too. Everything is bolted and torqued down the way it's supposed to be. So we're doing a little bit of evaluation now, getting ourselves set up to get the actual Supercharger bolted onto this thing, because once it goes on, it ain't coming off again. We're gonna get our fuel injectors and our rails and all the other stuff that we need ready to go, slide that sucker in and get it bolted down.
I inherited broken stuff, I don't know what to tell you.
Your wife said that to my mom.
So after a bit of a struggle, we got the blower in, situated. The fuel rails are in, the injectors are in, the EVAP lines are connected for the supercharger itself. Joe just got the alternator back on, and we've got the belt already in and routed. So we still have the intercooler and a bunch of other ancillary things to do. Ryan is working on putting the brackets together for the reservoir for the intercooler now. We got a pump, we got lines to run. We still have a long way to go, but we're making progress slowly but surely. The supercharger is in. We have all the plumbing done for the heat exchanger for the intercooler. Ryan just finished up the wiring for the harness for the water pump for the heat exchanger. And we have both fans in. The shroud is back on. Most everything there is buttoned up. We have our harnesses and everything is plugged in. The intake's still gotta go back on. We still have open heads, so we gotta put the headers on. We'll give you guys a little sneak peek in there. So our next order of business is to make this thing a little extra rowdy to go with that supercharger. So we've got a set of StainlessWorks long tube headers, and these are pretty much exactly what they say on the box. These are some really nice headers. They're 4-in-1, and they're gonna give us a lot more flow than our original exhaust manifolds. Plus, they come with new high flow cats as well. But the coolest part about this setup is that StainlessWorks does it in such a way with their performance connected, it allows you to connect to their exhaust and give this a true dual setup from the headers all the way back to the tips. Let's go ahead and get these installed on the truck. So am I going behind it?
Yes.
Okay, do we have to take it off?
Kind of feels like it.
So as these things go, we ran into a bit of a hiccup with the install of the headers. Joe is in there right now detaching a motor mount because we have to remove one little tiny 6mm bolt from the dipstick in order to move that out because the header needs to go behind it, through it. The routing is weird. We can't get it in with the dipstick in its place. So Joe is doing that right now. Ryan and I are gonna tackle the other side and get that header on because that has no obstructions. What if we go the other way, guys? All right, that's the answer. That one goes there, because we don't want to cross our streams.
Don't cross the streams. Why? It would be bad.
Round 1, fight!
So for suspension, we're obviously going a little outside of our normal type here by lowering this truck. This is a new kit from Mammoth. This is gonna lower the truck 2 inches in the front and 4 inches in the back. You've got new shocks all around. We're gonna reuse our stock springs for the front and stock top hats, but you do get new springs for the rear since that's gonna give us that height. So the truck should sit nice and even front to back. It's gonna give it a really aggressive stance. Now the other thing we're pairing it with that did not come with that kit specifically is a new set of sway bars from Belltech. Now you can't tell, but this thing is super heavy. These are much thicker than the originals, and they're also adjustable, so you can dial in the handling quite a bit here and make things really nice and tight in the corners. So Joe's got one of the front struts blown apart already. I'm gonna grab the other one. We're gonna go get these new ones in while Ryan keeps chugging on the rear. God damn.
Anybody need to change their underwear?
I'm about to, because the whole truck just moved as I'm putting the sway bar into place. There it is. So our suspension is all wrapped up. We've got our new shocks on, we've got our new struts put together in the front. We've also got our new sway bars on, and we have them both set front and rear to the tightest setting. So this thing should actually be able to turn corner pretty well.
I'm tired, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad!
So we tackled the go fast parts under the hood, but if you're gonna go fast, you gotta have the stopping power to match it. So we went with the Wilwood Tactical Extreme TX6R front big brake kit that's got a 16-inch 2-piece slotted rotor and a 6-piston caliper matched up with the Aero 4 4-piston caliper and 15-inch slotted rotor for the back. Let's get this thing on the truck.
Thanks, you're really helping. Yeah. Got it. Channel my inner Bob Ross here. Back and forth in little X's.
we decided to put some icing on the cake with the AFE Magnum Force Stage 2 cold air intake. This is gonna have an aluminum intake tube, which is gonna give us all the intake noises under wide open throttle, a cleanable and reusable filter, and then we decided to get the optional cap for the intake box, which is gonna just help dissipate some heat soak.
Next on our list before the wrap guys get here is debadging the truck. As you can see, we've got some badges on the doors, we've got one on the tailgate, and we've also got pinstripes up here. All this stuff has got to come off for the guys that do the wrap because otherwise, well, they're gonna have to deal with it and you're gonna see the remnants of it. So Joe is already working on the other side, peeling the pinstripes off. He's got his eraser wheel out. Now I'm gonna start on this side and start taking these badges off the door.
So you saw the long tube headers that we installed for this build. Well, we are capping those off with the StainlessWorks S-Tube Turbo Dual Exhaust. And I say dual exhaust because this is an actual true dual exhaust from start to finish. Now, this is a full 304 stainless kit. It's got these chambered mufflers and the X-pipe. This thing is gonna sound absolutely rowdy, so let's go piss off the neighbors. First of all, I don't like it when my clamps are down here like this.
Wow.
This is great.
I love it.
It's like, it's dead even too. With those sway bars on it, that's what I'm most excited about.
Oh my God, a Dodge that can make a right and a left?
It only goes left.
All right, Ricky Bobby, let's roll this off the lift so we can get the wrap guys in here and complete this. As you can see, the guys from Taylor Automotive Protection Services, they're right down the road from us in Westchester, PA. They're getting the surface of the truck prep. They're taking some measurements because we are gonna wrap this entire thing in a full color change film. This is Miliotone Mamba Green Metallic. So that's that little bit of Viper inspired styling I was talking about earlier. It's a really nice green. It's got some gold metallic flake in it. You're not gonna appreciate it fully here because, well, it's on a roll with a protection film over top of it. I'm gonna turn things over to them, let them get it on the truck, and I can't wait to see how it turns out.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yo, that thing looks awesome.
Okay.
The fact that there's not as much of a wheel to fender gap.
We're gonna see a little bit more because
Right.
the tires are the wheel and tires are a little bit smaller, but
The wheels are going to pull it together. It's definitely going to be.
I hope so.
Those wheels, the wheels we picked are gonna look so good against this green.
We're gonna have a little preview because I want to see it.
That looks really nice.
Yeah, man. And then when it's lit up, lowered, all the ergles and gurgles coming out of the tailpipes. Yeah, this thing's gonna look awesome.
So while the guys are working on some other stuff on the truck, I want to start throwing the front end together, and that means we got to put on some lights. So these are the Alpha X Nova series. These are supposed to be a 5th gen 2500 style. They're full LED. They've got a cool welcome sequence. As you can see, a bunch of projectors. So they're going to be a big improvement over our stock halogens. Paired with those, we have the Raxium Axial series LED fog lights. They're going to match with these nicely. They've got that black inner housing, some LED daytime running lights. The other finishing touches, one of which I'm really excited about, is this grille. This is the RedRock Baja upper replacement grille. You can see we've got a couple of LEDs in the top. It's black mesh, and we had the guys wrap the outer edge of this in the same green vinyl as the rest of the truck. I'm good. Front end of the truck is back together, the bumper's on, the grille is on, the lights are in, and everything should be wired up. So Ryan, you want to hit it and make sure nothing blows up? Nice.
Hell yeah. That looks sick. Rounding out the appearance on our street truck, we are here at the back end. We're gonna install a matching set of Alpha Rex Lux taillights to go with the headlights. We've got a Raxium Axial third brake light that has the strobe feature should we wanna do that. We have an MMD tailgate spoiler, and we've got a roof spoiler to go along with it. So this thing is gonna look low, lean, and mean. Let's get it going. The adapter fitting spins, so you gotta put a wrench on it. It looks like an 18.
Joe's calibrated eyeball. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Joe just came back with some brake fluid and some jack stands. So we are about to throw this thing up in the air and do a full system bleed. So we'll have brakes again. Once we have that, I'm gonna put our startup tune on the truck and then we will be able to hear it for the first time. Next step of our process here is to get our base tune loaded up. So this is just a tune that's going to allow us to start the truck for the first time, make sure that everything runs and works properly and we don't have any bigger issues. Once that's done, I have to do some data logging on the dyno so I can send that back to the guys at ID Speed Shop, let them write us a killer custom tune, and that's gonna be the one that we use to make our power runs. So for now, I've got the Diablo Sport i3 here. Our custom tune is loaded. I'm gonna get this loaded onto the truck and we can finally hear this thing run. Ready? Here we go.
You weren't kidding about loud, holy crap.
Got a good old lifter tap there.
Bro, that thing's tapping bad.
The lifter was stuck. So once we got it up to temp a little bit, gave it a little bit of throttle, got some oil running through there, it cleared itself up. So that problem thankfully took care of itself.
Yeah, we also noticed that there was a little bit of an exhaust leak coming from the passenger side bank where the headers bolt up to the head. I was able to get a wrench on those things, get a little bit extra turn out of each bolt. So hopefully those noises and sounds should go away as well. So I think we should fire it up one more time.
That sounds so much better.
That's infinitely better than it was.
That's so much better. Oh, there it is.
That was 2,500 RPM,
Oh,
just so everyone's
that's
aware.
awesome.
That was great. I did not expect that one
That
to
thing
happen.
barked.
Now our last big appearance mod is also going to come with some performance benefits, and I think it's the thing I am most excited about. This is our wheel and tire setup. And before I show you the wheels, let's talk about the tires. These are the Atturo AZ850s. This is an ultra high performance all season, and we went with 285/40/22s to fit our rims, and so that we could actually drop the ride height of this truck a little bit more. Now I really like these tires for a couple of reasons. One, they have an extra high load rating, so this is going to be perfect for an actual pickup truck. We can still put stuff in the bed, and like I said, they are an ultra high performance all seasons. You've got these huge outside shoulder blocks, especially these one on the outer edges. You've got more inside here. You've got a big solid central rib all the way through, and you've got 4 circumferential grooves. So these will actually dispel water really well, but they have plenty of grip too. And we wrapped them around these 22-inch Hellcat style bronze wheels. Again, these are 22s, and I think these are just gonna be perfect. We keep that sort of OE plus theme going on here, and it's gonna give this truck a little bit more of that Viper or SRT10 flavor.
This is why I don't like working with short people.
Let's see how she sits.
Got a lot of SRT10 vibes going on.
How low will she go?
She barely comes off the lift. And that front end's gonna settle just a little bit further.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
exactly what it needs.
Look
just
at the
a
back.
little bit more.
And it sits nice and flush. That front end's gonna come down
Jake,
like
come
another
up,
half.
Come over here, man. Just right here.
Would you just look at it? Just look at it.
Well done, boys.
I love the vision.
I'm very happy with
This
that.
thing put down numbers, all
It
right?
did.
I'm liking this.
Now again, I just want to be clear, this truck is very difficult to dyno. If you floor it below 4,000 RPM, it's going to downshift and screw up the whole graph. Where we landed was 420 wheel horsepower and 435 pound-feet of torque. Again, at the wheels.
That's crazy, because that means we picked up almost 125 horsepower and 107 foot-pounds of torque, which that's nuts.
At the wheels.
At
Which,
the wheels.
accounting for drivetrain loss, Joe, 525 at the crank.
5 at the crank.
Again, even compared to stock, what are these trucks? 360, 370, something like that? So
something
that's
close to
still, it's like 150
Yeah, that's
horsepower at the crank.
Well, we definitely hit our 500 number.
We did,
for
we
sure.
hit it. I'm very happy with that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We got a lot more where this came from. We got more builds that we're planning later on, so keep an eye out for that. And for everything truck, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.